And now we learn how to find a mode. And mode is defined to be the data value that has the highest frequency. And so that is how we find a mode. So now once again, to find a mode, it would be always best to, before you proceed to find a mode, it's always best to put your data in order, because putting your data in order would help you easily find out which data value has the highest frequency. And then in my own notations, I would use lowercase m. That stands for mode. Okay, so now if you're looking at data set 1, if we're looking at data set 1 for example, okay, then data set 1, the mode for data set 1, or lowercase m, would be equals to the value 72, because 72 here has frequency, it has frequency 8, and that's the highest frequency. That's the data value that has the highest frequency on the data set 1. So if you're looking at data set 4, if you're looking at data set 4, okay, and the mode or lowercase m would be simply 8, because it has frequency 3. Okay, so in the two data sets that we are looking here, data set 1 and data set 2, we're having one mode for each data set. So now if you're looking into, now here, this is the first time I'm producing an extra data set here. So if you look at this, if you quickly look at this extra data set here, and we might have something like this. Okay, so if you're looking at this quick and small data set, and let's try to find a mode. This time, the mode, as the way how it's defined, is the data value that has the highest frequency. Okay, so, but in this case, in our data set here, both at the same time, data value 1 and data value 5, they both have the highest frequency to be 3. So in that case, we're going to have to list them all. We're going to have to list the two values that have the highest frequency. So here my mode would be 1 and 5. So make sure you list all of them. So quick remark, it's okay to have more than one mode in a data set. Okay, and this is one of a clear example showing you that we have more than one mode in a data set. Now specifically, in case where you have a two mode, when you have a data set that has two modes like this, we call this data set to be, the data set is bimodal. So here it's a new terminology for you to learn. So bimodal is the type of data set that contains two modes. So if now as I'm introducing to you the new term, then you might want to ask, so what's going to happen if you have 3 or more? A data set would be called multimodal if more than 2 modes. Okay, so we would have a multimodal data set if it has more than 2 modes. And then there are even a special case like this, and then allow me to produce another extra data set. Or I don't even have to worry about extra data set here. If you look at data set 5, for example, if you're looking at data set 5, if you notice, every single one of them has just simply one particular item only, has just simply one count. And so in that case, data set 5, it has basically frequency 1 for each value. Okay, so what are we calling data set 5? Data set 5 is, we're gonna call the case no mode. So there's no mode for data set 5. So as a generalization, no mode when every data value has frequency 1. And that is all the idea with finding the mode for a data set.